Hello again, YouTube. NESComplex here, and today we're going to talk about a game from Capcom called Codename Viper.
There are thousands of classic games, and just as many ways of rating them. But if you love retro games as much as I do, and just want to know if a game is worth playing, then only one question need be answered. Codename Viper was released in 1989 by Capcom, and that alone ought to signal something because usually everything Capcom touched, especially in the NES days, turned to gold. You can just think of games like DuckTales or the Mega Man series or Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. So this one, is it good? I guess we'll see. The story, at least according to the back of the box, goes as follows. Deep in the jungles of South America, you're on the mission of your life. Your commander must think you're superhuman. He's instructed you to destroy a powerful drug cartel, free innocent hostages, and take down the murderous drug lord. No sweat, right? Wrong! Well, I added that last part. Maybe that story does sound a little bit generic, especially when you have characters like Mr. Smith and Commander Jones. At least there's not also a Dr. Johnson or a Colonel Sanders. I think they could have done better, or maybe it's just another casualty of Japanese game designers trying to think of American-sounding names. All I know is that Commander Jones is a pretty big jerk to send you down to South America alone and only give you a handgun with 50 bullets. Whatever the case, this is a game for the NES, and story isn't everything. The goal of Codename Viper is simply to get to the end of each level, but you can't just get to the end of the level, you also have to be searching through the doors. This can be easily done by pushing up on the control pad when standing near a door. You'll find various things in these doors, such as hostages who very kindly say thank you. But you'll also find things like the machine gun, which will give you a pretty awesome rapid fire ability. And in one of those doors, you're going to find a man with a grenade. Now, the back of the box says this man is an ally agent, but I don't know why any ally agent would be tied up and shoeless and still have a grenade. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Well, whatever, that's what you have to do. Once you do find him, you have to take the grenade to the end of the level and blow up a door. If you don't find this, you don't advance to the next stage. The only thing that really sets this game apart from other action-adventure titles for the NES is the ability to hide inside the doors. The enemies will walk around, aimlessly looking, searching. Yo, I knew he was here somewhere. Yo, Frankie, have you seen that guy? But they won't find you as long as you're holding up. Now, the game is challenging, but I wouldn't say it's too challenging, especially with its password feature. If you touch an enemy, you lose one of your health bubbles, the bottom of the screen, but if you get shot, you lose two and usually die. Overall, the game is pretty challenging, and especially in the later levels, it seems like you can't touch anything or you die, and there's conveyor belts everywhere trying to push you to your death. That said, the game is definitely beatable, but I won't spoil the ending for you since it's oh so great. As far as the sound design goes, I'm really not all that impressed. The sound effects aren't too bad, and the gunshots sound sort of like 8-bit gunshots, but the music does not at all remotely even make me feel like I'm in South America. Graphically, the game is pretty good for 1989. It is a Capcom game, so good graphics are to be expected. And the environments also are fairly varied, from warehouses to jungles to factories and things like that. It's not too bad. And that brings us to the big question. Is it fun? The answer is yes. Aside from the weak story and the sometimes annoying sound, the graphics are great, the play control is tight, and the game itself is just a blast to play. Now, I have to be honest, I did have this game when I was a kid, so there might be a bit of a nostalgia factor. But I think that pretty much any gamer who likes retro games would enjoy playing this game.